Hello. I know on YouTube, this is going to be our first live stream over there. It's Prime Day, a surprise. I'm sure everybody knows about it. Apparently, it's everywhere. We're going to wait for our Amazon Live people to come in, and then we will start going. I'm going to be streaming all day. So if you guys like dark stuff, that includes books, tarot cards. Right now, we're going to be doing Witchy Essentials and a bunch of other stuff, kids books, kids toys, but more on the darker Halloween end of things. Make sure to stay tuned. We're going to be streaming all day. All right. So welcome. We are now on Amazon Live too. We're going to be talking about witchy essentials, especially for me. So I'm not one of those, I'm not a hardcore witch. That's my confession of today. But I do practice a lot of stuff, and there's the things that I personally enjoy that I like to have in my house, on my daily routine. That's kind of more witchy oriented. So I feel like it'd be fun to share, especially during this Prime Day. You know, we've all got our own things. So I wanted to share with you kind of my stuff. So we're first going to just talk about Palo Santo. All right, so in my carousel down below, and this is on Amazon Live, I'm going to make sure to put my banner up this time really early. Okay, so Palo Santo. So I tend to start, especially seasonal things, so like spring, when that happened, I went around my entire house, and I sometimes double up. I'll do Palo Santo and sage. So some people are unfamiliar with Palo Santo because it's kind of a newer witch thing, and that's fine. So I usually make my own sage, but I found some pre-wrapped sage. So this is kind of what sage looks like if you've never done the sage thing before. So here's the difference here. I think this is a bit of a confusion for some people, especially getting into the witchy stuff. Sage is supposed to cleanse everything. So if you're looking for an entire like full stop restart time, go ahead and do a sage cleansing. And this is great anytime you want. You can do this anytime, and I don't care. I know there's lots of witches that are like, you're supposed to do it like this. You can do whatever you want. So this is a full cleanse. Now, Palo Santo, which is in my carousel down below, that allegedly is supposed to cleanse just the bad energy and keep all of the good energy in. So I do have a theory about this. Burning sage is not the best smelling of tasks. So I kind of feel like, and Palo Santo smells pretty nice. So I'm starting to feel like there's a bit of a new movement where people want to burn some Palo Santo because it keeps in all that good energy. It cleanses out all the bad. But honestly, it smells pretty good. And sage is just a little different. So I like to start my day with some Palo Santo every once in a while. And I think it's kind of a big witchy essential. So is sage, but I tend to make my own sage. But you can find sage in Amazon if you just don't have sage, which is totally fine. You can find some pre-wrapped sage and do that as well. Lots of people have both. So that's my first recommendation for witchy essentials on this channel today. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is we have this, let me see if I can find it. So it's not just the home you're supposed to like, it's not just home decorating and making that all witchy. You have to do some soul searching and that kind of thing. So the first thing I really wanted to talk about is I'll talk about my candles and stuff a little after this, but I'm trying to find this book now. Here it is. It's of course right there. It is called The Evolution of Goddess. I'm kind of obsessed with this book. It's really cool. And this is for everybody. So this is more about the divine feminine. And it's really cool. Some of the things I like about it is that it helps you define your inner goddess, what that looks like. Are you a moon? Are you a earth? Are you a water? And then it talks about how you can kind of, nurture that inner goddess for yourself. So let me see if I can find something. I flipped to the moon goddess. So here we have this gorgeous picture. And that's in the beginning of each chapter here, this beautiful picture of each kind of goddess, what that looks like. If you don't know what kind of goddess you are, the cool thing about this book is it helps you. So you can either take this test. It's not quite a test, but it's like a little questionnaire, and it gets you thinking about what kind of goddess would you like, what would you be? And I need to find this again. So and I might not be able to. Here we go. So it helps you figure out your specific archetype. So it has like channeling. How do you channel things? How do you deal with emotions? How do you deal with feeling? How do you connect with people and things? So it gives you like prompts to think about and little answers. And then you get to decide what things you're more drawn to. And then it helps you decide or recognize what your particular goddess would be. Mine's water. I'm like a water girl all around. So anyway, so that's cool that they give you a guide. But here's the begin. Oh, I flipped to water. Okay, so we're gonna now get into this. So I like this because we talk about all of the, you can connect with different goddesses throughout all of human history. So we have different ones, like for instance, we have Benton, who's a Japanese goddess, Hina, a Pacific goddess. We have Ron, a Nordic goddess, Calypso, a Greek goddess. So it lists off all these water goddesses that you can connect with and be, enjoy together, and have a little bit of a historical context of what kind of goddess that is. And then you can have, there's different techniques on how to really nurture your inner goddess. So this book is super cool. It's called The Evolution of Goddess, and it's just real. And then they even give you modern day goddesses that you can connect with, people who have really embraced their divine feminine, and some people are still alive today. So we have like Barbara Savage. There is there's a whole bunch in here, and it's listed all throughout this book. We have different things that are all like soul searching. So this is soul scripting, and evolution exercise, goddess gem, different little tips and techniques for you all the time. So welcome people from Amazon Live. Nice to see you. If you make sure to drop a note in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from and what kind of witchy essentials you're looking for today. So today I'm looking at right now The Evolution of Goddess. This is by Emma Milden. It's a really cool book. It's kind of helps you discover your divine feminine, and this is for everybody. This is not just like a gender, cis women thing. This is like everybody's got this. We all have masculine energy, we all have feminine energy. So this is a cool book, and we get to learn about different goddesses all across the world and how you can connect with them. What kind of goddess are you? Are you air, a water, an earth, a moon goddess? It's super cool. I do recommend this book. It's very fun. There's different techniques in here that nurture each part of your inner goddess depending on what kind of person you are. So definitely give this one a go. The next things, of course, in Witchy Essentials are your candles, all the smelly things. So here we go. This is one I particularly like. It's my little candle thing. So I don't necessarily burn candles all the time. Sometimes I just want to burn, like, it's nice to do a wax melt. I like wax, or just oil. So sometimes I'll just have little oil burners, and that is really nice. And sometimes it's earthier. It doesn't have that super sweet smell. And what you want to do too, I learned this the hard way. You want to dilute your oil. So if you do end up doing like essential oils, make sure to dilute it with some water. I did a really terrible thing. I almost caused a fire in my house. So this is really cute. It's one of my favorite things that I've ever purchased for myself. It's an awesome little wax burner or oil burner. You can put your I have a wax melt in there right now, actually. But, and I usually use like a little tea candle. This is not what I do not use that. That's way too close to here. Use a little tea candle. It will actually melt. It's pretty amazing. So I do think this is a fun, awesome witchy essential. It's whimsical. It's got like this fairy element to it. It's one of my favorite things that I've had for a really long time. It's lasted for years. And people always ask me about it too. They're like, what do you do? What is that thing? So it's just really fun and cute. The next little thing I wanted to share along the same lines is a candle. Here we go. So this is actually a new brand that I haven't seen before. I'll light it. I don't know why, but I'm going to. It smells really nice. So it's all dark and black and cool, but apparently it's a white tea scent, and it's for the new moon. So you want to light this during the new moon. Oh no! So it actually comes with a moonstone. I'm a little scared because it went away. I don't know where it went. I didn't do anything with it. Oh, that's so crazy. Okay, so usually there's like a moonstone that hangs out in the candle and it's gone. I don't know where it went. That's creepy. Okay, so you can see also it's a little glittery on the inside. There's some little sparkles in here. It smells really nice. It gives off like a very strong white tea fragrance. If you are somebody that's trying to light if you're somebody that really likes aromatherapy and you tend to light candles or oils and have specific scents for specific things and purposes, this one is for, let's see, the text is so small: self-reflection, letting go, and liberation. Something I think we all need sometimes or very often. And it's great to light during the new moon. It's very, this is super witchy. I like this company. It's really cool. So this is by My Lumina. So that is in my carousel down below. They have all kinds of scents. They usually come, like I was talking about. So my moonstone, I don't know what happened. It like hopped out of the candle. This is wild. All right. So usually each one will come with like a gem or a mineral or something that's actually associated with whatever topic. So it's not just moon phases. They have candles that, I think they have some that are planetary, some that are more associated with astrology or chakras. So check this company out. It's really cool. This one was just cool because it's all black and dark. And it smells so nice. Like it gives off a very, very strong scent. It's good, but it's definitely one of those candles you want to set in the middle of your house and then just let it go and, permeate the entire house. Otherwise, you're probably going to get a headache, or at least I would. So check this one out. Very cool. The next thing that I wanted to share with you, I'm all worried about my moonstone now that was attached to my candle. Where did it go? All right, so here we have next another witchy essential is this these candle plates. So this is a black iron plate. This comes in a pair, and it's really cheap. But I was realizing I buy these free form candles all the time. I don't know about you, but I'll go to my new age store and I get candle crazy. And I buy all of these. And then I realized, how do I light them? I don't have anything to place these on. And I've ruined a lot of plates just putting them on a plate. And that was a bad idea. So now I finally caved and I was like, okay, let's buy like an actual candle plate. And it's cheap and it works really well. So you just let your candle do its thing. It's really easy to clean up. Or I have a lot of friends that actually reuse the wax. So they'll just take whatever the wax is there and they'll make more candle out of it. It's actually a great idea, a great way to be more sustainable. So I think these are really essential for all of your witchy needs. If you get those giant candles, you need something to place them on. I don't know. I always just buy things and then I just don't think about how I'm going to use it. So maybe there's other people like me out there. So I just wanted to share this. It's really easy to clean up because it's a little flat, but it has that divot here where it's easy to just kind of pop the wax right out. It's pretty awesome. Simple, clean design. I really like it. All right. So the next thing I wanted to share for my witchy essentials today is, let's find it. Oh, here we go. Everything's right next to each other. So, okay, I know this isn't technically witchy because it's not like, it's Nightmare Before Christmas, but I like it. This is called a bitty boomer. It is it's a speaker. So some things that I do, I love music, especially when I'm doing like tarot readings, if I'm out gardening, and if I'm with nature, if I'm cooking. I tend to have music with me everywhere. And sometimes, like, I usually like to have headphones because I like all of the full encompassing music thing, and I don't have speakers everywhere that I am. But this will fix everything. So let me kind of share with you how amazing this speaker is. Like, it's so small, but it produces a lot of sound. It's really easy to connect to really anything. I don't know if you guys heard that. So it just turns on, and I've already pre-connected it to my phone. It's just a Bluetooth connection. It's super easy. I mean, it's just bitty boomer, and it's just quick connection. The volume on this thing is connected to your phone or iPad or whatever you end up connecting it to. So there's no volume adjuster on the bitty boomer, but here we go. It produces so much sound. But look how tiny it is. It's so small. It's like a little cupcake. Okay, so here is an example of, I'm trying not to share my evil music with all of you, meaning my heavy metal music. All right, so let me see if I can get some music to play, and maybe you can hear it, because it is actually, I mean, for how tiny this thing is, I'm impressed with how loud it gets. It's struggling a little. My phone is a little old, so it's kind of struggling a bit. Anyway, so while it's kind of doing its thing here, this has a 5-hour battery life, which is really impressive. I think this is really cool if you wanted to take this camping with you. So, and I mean this, don't be obnoxious and bother your other campsite mates, but it produces enough sound where if you're just chilling at the table and you're playing card games or something, it's really nice to just have a little bit of music in the background. But I wonder, oh, it did it. Okay. So you can see here. So the volume on this is, I mean, it's maybe a third up, and you guys might not be able to hear it as well as I do, but it's pretty loud. I mean, I could keep it right here and be totally fine, and it would be loud enough. If I wanted to turn it up all the way, it's pretty loud, right? Even this is probably like the most, the lowest volume that I can get, and you guys might not be able to hear it, but I can actually hear it pretty clearly at its lowest volume. So for such a tiny thing, it produces a lot of volume. So I like to take this out with me gardening and in nature, and I like just having that music with me. And it's cool. You can have you have an attachment here so that you can actually like bring it with you. You can tie it onto your backpack and all kinds of stuff. It's very handy, very nice. And I personally think this is a witchy essential because I love having music around me all the time. It's just something that is an essential for me. And it kind of helps me get in a more meditative mood and just to chill out because life is crazy. So I wanted to just share this cute little thing. There's other designs out there, but I think having a cute little portable speaker is so fun. Camping and being one with nature is amazing. But things have been getting increasingly louder and louder and louder. So having some calming music is it's pretty amazing. It's awesome. So I wanted to share that real fast. But the next thing I do want to share, speaking of mindfulness and being with nature and all of that, is actually some of my gardening stuff. So I enjoy, when I talk about home essentials, I want even my outside to look pretty whimsical. So let me share with you. Oh no. I will be right back. This is important because it's my gardening stuff. And if you want a magical garden, I'm going to share with you what that looks like. So hold on a second. I apologize. This is bad. Oh, goodness. Okay, I apologize for leaving. So that was unprofessional. I apologize. Okay, so I wanted to share these awesome gardening solar lights. Oh no, it didn't get as much light today because I just kind of plucked them from yesterday, but you can barely see it. So these produce a lot more light than this, but I didn't give it enough time. I mean, it's morning time still. So it has a stake. You can put this really anywhere you want, and it's solar. So you want to make sure that you place it in a pretty sunny place. And it is in the shape of a star. I love it. So it's pretty awesome. It's great if you wanted to glow in the nighttime. Oh, let me catch my breath. It was running. Okay. So it's trying really hard to figure out if it's dark in here or not. But hopefully you guys can actually see some of the glow here. So one thing I really personally like for my witchy essential is I want to go outside at nighttime and I want it to be like mad, glowing, sparkly outside. My garden has like little lights, kind of orbs floating around. And this is kind of one way of doing it. These do produce a lot of light at nighttime. And in the summertime, they are on, see, I can't decide. In the summertime, they are on almost all night. So it kind of it's still super whimsical. But let me show you the other one. So my moon is placed in a pretty bright place. So here we go. You can see how bright it actually is. My star isn't necessarily placed in like the most bright place, but you can see how bright this is. My room is actually kind of light already. So I love these because together you have like this beautiful celestial garden scene that you can create. And if you wanted to create, you can add more lights, more orbs. And I like that it's solar panels, so you don't have to use, the electricity in your home. It's all natural. And I love the cracked glass as well. It's very cool. And it gives, because it's inside this metal moon, there's beautiful lights that kind of get reflected down on the ground. It's just really cool. I really enjoy it. And in my carousel, you can see there is another, I don't have it and I'm sad, but I'm hoping I can gift myself this later. It is a magical sun. So it's similar shaped as the moon and the star. And it has like that really cool glowing orb like this. But it's a huge sun with amazing rays in there. And you can see that in my carousel down below. But I think all of this is like key to making a magical, witchy, fun garden. And we're getting to the time where the sun is shining all the time now. And these are really cool. They're on sale. They're pretty amazing. I really enjoy these. And it's a simple way of decorating your garden and making it really cool. So speaking of gardening, I'm going to share this really cool book that I found about a witchy garden. So this is called The Green Witch's Garden. It is fabulous. So I'm going to just show what they provide. It's great for just gardening as well. So if you want to learn about plants, like what kind of sunlight they need, the different ground, I can't remember what the term is right now, but and what each plant actually does, what plants can be, when each plant can be planted. It's still really great for that, but there's all these beautiful illustrations here. And it talks about just magical gardens. So let me share with you what that looks like. So here we have a moon garden. Holy cow, I would love to do this. So it gives you examples of plants that are associated with the moon right here. So like anise, aloe, ginger, poppy, roses. And it says like, here's how you would actually mark your moon garden, how you'd actually plant your moon garden. We also have things like, let's find it. An astrology garden. Holy cow. It'd be so cool to have all of these blooming at different times of the year. And you would have basically this really lush garden. At least one part of your garden would be absolutely super cool for one part of the year. We have two, let's see, we have a night garden. So here's some examples of plants that will actually bloom at nighttime. So again, all of the lights that I was sharing with you guys earlier, all the solar lights, you can put those around all of your beautiful nighttime blooming flowers. And that will just create such a fantastic scene outside for, for you guys to enjoy. Here is this is an elemental garden. This one is by far my favorite. So this book gives you all of the details you would want for creating, here's some ideas of what kind of garden you can have, but they also inspire you on how to kind of create your own. You can have your own. I can make my own dark side library garden if I wanted to. So here we have different plants. And on the top here, they describe their magical properties, and it's very brief. No need to be super detailed. But then here, the bigger paragraph, it's kind of hard to see. But the longer paragraph is actually about gardening. So I appreciate that this is truly a gardening book with magical properties, kind of like a secondary. They're really trying to get you to embrace the great outdoors, the scientific aspects of it, and the magical aspects together. So here's some more beautiful flowers and plants. Oh, I love it. You can even, so here's something that I think is super handy. A lot of us live in apartments or small, townhomes. We're in more confined like spaces. Not a lot of us have these grand yards where we can have these magnificent, crazy gardens anymore. So they've provided terrariums, aquariums, all for plants, and how you can actually do that for yourself. And these are so pretty. Succulents, we have cacti. So if you're I think succulents are kind of like your plant starter. I started with a succulent because I would kill plants, but I really didn't want to. So I think these are great because we can, enjoy, we can start off with succulents that don't need as much care, but then we can learn how to actually care and love all these plants. There's air plants, which I didn't know an orchid was technically an air plant. There is, what else do we have? Winter gardening. We have vegetables, how to utilize kitchen waste. So using all parts of the vegetable. And if you need to if you need to toss it, then here's what you do with it. Windowsill gardens, window boxes. So serious sprout gardens, they have gone over every kind of garden that you can possibly imagine in this. Not just gardening, though. We talk about, here's more, choosing what to plant. So if there's certain magical elements that you want for each plant, it'll tell you, and how it'll react with other plants and what you can grow with it. But here's some other cool things with this. It talks about rituals, using each plant for your rituals, or different things you can use. Like if you're not using it for your spells or for food, you can do flower presses. You can do making herbal butters. You can do let's see what else. You can even do your own garden journal. They talk about. I need more pictures. Where are they? You can use it for meditation. This is a cool book. I highly recommend it. It took a long time for me to actually get this one from my library, and I'm really glad I finally got it. But it was this is such a useful gardening green witch book if that's something that you're into. I totally recommend it. It's so cool. So the next thing I want to talk about, obviously, we have Witchy Essentials tarot cards. So I did just finish my tarot card live stream and featured a bunch of different tarot cards, but I wanted to share this particular deck because this is kind of a way I start my day or end my day, depending on how crazy it is. So like today, it'll probably be the end of the day. So these are Awake Inner Wisdom Oracle cards. They're not technically tarot. So the cool thing about this deck is I use it for mindfulness exercises. So you can open it up like this, like a little treasure chest. It has a pretty amazing magnet. It holds together really well. So here, one thing that's also interesting about it is it comes with a crystal. So this is not something I necessarily believe in, but some people do, and that's fine. Allegedly, what you would want to do is you would want to tap your deck with the crystal, and it's supposed to eliminate all of the energy associated with the card deck. So if you had a bad day and you were handling your card deck, it would technically erase the previous bad days. Or if you had a friend who was handling the cards, you can tap it and get rid of it. Not everybody believes in that, and that's totally fine. But let's look at the deck itself. It's pretty cool. So here's what the back of the cards actually look like. They're very pretty. It's very painterly. Super cool. Here's what the inside of the of the box looks like. It says, "Drift on the wind to sow seeds of compassion and wisdom in this dream." Powerful messages. So another cool thing about this deck is the edges here. It looks pretty gold, but it's actually kind of this iridescent gold rainbow color. It's really, really cool. Very inspiring, really magical. I really enjoy it. So other parts of the deck that are really interesting. Here we have what the cards actually look like. So what you're supposed to do is I do a single card reading technically. And for my single card reading, things that I tend to ask myself are, what lessons can I learn from today, or what lessons did I learn today? And I really like it for this particular deck. So for those of you that have just joined on Amazon Live, we are looking at the Awake Inner Wisdom deck, and I'm explaining how I kind of utilize it for my mindfulness practices every day. So here's what the cards look like. They are interesting. There's two kinds. So we have Smile is this card. And then we have Release and Accept. So we have two kind of sets. Like one is super chaotic, and then another one is more design looking. We also have Light, Heart, and here's Heal and Shine. So these aren't two separate, decks or anything. These are all together mixed in this amazing deck of cards here. But it's interesting how they decided to do like a mixture of chaotic and simple designs. So how I use this deck is, what you're supposed to do is, if I drew this card for my single card read, it says dream, and look at that. I would totally get that as a tattoo. That's super cool. So you look at this, you go to your guidebook, and your guidebook is going to help you figure out exactly how this is relating to you. So here is an example of that. We'd want to find dream. For those of you that have just joined on Amazon, make sure to drop a note down in the comments. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I am from Seattle, so it was sunny. It was bright. I think it's starting to cool down, unfortunately. We're waiting for summertime over here. I'm a little sad. Okay, so dream. I don't have my glasses on, so maybe I should just find one. Oh, I found it. Dream, 52. Okay, so here we have Dream. Each card is associated with each page. So we also have a haiku at the very top. So it says, dream a dreamy dream and watch it unfold. So you take the picture here, the actual message, the haiku, and you just take a few seconds and think about it for yourself. And then you go ahead and read what the text says. And this is why I think these are great for mindfulness exercises. Here's an example of what it says. Your dream life is just in front of you. Step into it. When we realize that our whole existence is magic, set into motion, we can create the future we most desire. Co-creation between the soul and human essence is the key to living a fulfilling life. The conscious mind has control over the perception and reactions to situations, so we must take radical responsibility for our own happiness. Dream up the best version of your future and watch it unfold. What do you dare to dream? So I don't know about you, but those are kinds of the thoughts that they enhance your question. So if I was like, what lessons do I need to learn from today? And it says dream, it's basically telling me like, what are my dreams? What do you expect of them? Maybe you should lean into those dreams a little more. So these are more open-ended readings that really help you think more about your inner turmoil sometimes, you know? So I really enjoy these cards. They're very, very cool. And they're very beautiful, super cool designs. Really just, they're a little surreal, but also like really fun. They almost remind me of what are those masks called? Not masks, the psychological, oh my goodness, Rorschach stuff. But I mean, it's obvious. There's a lot of things that are pretty obvious in here. So just sharing with you a few more of these cards. They're really cool. And then we'll move on to some other stuff. Here's a few more. And again, I do recommend, if you are somebody who might be a little hesitant about getting into tarot and you're like, I don't know about that stuff, I totally understand. These are really great mindfulness exercises, and they're not quite tarot. They're not super duper witchy, but they are really, really nice. And they help. I think they help a lot. So check it out. Super cool. Let me get to it. Comes with a crystal if you're a crystal-y witch. This is called Awake Inner Wisdom cards. Now I'm going to show you guys like one or two more tarot card decks super briefly because I already did this today, but I wanted to share it anyway. So this is a tarot card deck, great for beginners. So again, if you are a newer witch or you know a friend who's trying to get into this stuff, this is a great deck to get into. Super cute, super sweet. So it's called Kawaii Tarot Deck. Here's your guidebook. You get awesome photos with your readings here. It's very simple. There's no reversal readings. So it makes your tarot experience super quick, super fast, easygoing, no hardships. We're already going through a lot these days, so we don't need to add any more stress to ourselves. The deck is super cute. It's got chubby little animals in it. And it's really fun. It's pastel. It's just really precious. So if this is something that you enjoy, or if you know a youngster that's trying to get into witchy stuff, this is a great starter deck. Or just, it's really chill. It's fun. I can't believe this is the death card. I'm trying to figure out what that is on top of the mammoth. And it's sad because it's a mammoth and they are extinct. Here we have the Hanged Man. That should have been a bat, don't you think? That really should have been a bat. Here we have the Chariot. We have Strength. So again, a no stress, adorable, fun little tarot deck. If you're just getting into witchy stuff or know somebody that is, this is a totally cool deck to start with. And it's got precious, chunky animals. So who doesn't love that? I'm going to briefly share a little bit more. Here's some sea creatures. 7 of Cups. And we have the 6 of Cups. Oh, I have to share with you guys the chunky seal. Here is he. He's the 5 of Cups. He looks kind of sad. All right. So that is the Kawaii Tarot deck. It's very cute. This is super fun. I got this in the mail. Carrie is such a sweet woman. She sent this to me and I was like, oh my God, what is this? And I was like, there's no way I'm going to like use it, but it is so cute. I use this deck way more than I expected. It is precious. And you can actually play games with it. They've got a whole astrology thing back here in the guidebook. That's really fun too if you're into that as well. So let me put this one away and then I'll show you one last tarot deck really fast, and then we'll move on to some more witchy essentials. We have the Yoshitani Tarot of the Divine. Beautiful, beautiful tarot deck. Again, if you're new to more reversal readings and you want to add some stuff to it, this is a cool deck. So Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. Here is the guidebook. Very simple. It features folk tales from all around the world, and it tells you where they're all from. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry about my my camera. But it shares the folk tale, a very short and sweet, upright, and reversal reading. Again, great deck for beginner tarot readers or just no stress. You don't want to stress yourself out while you're doing a tarot reading. So this is the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. For those of you that just joined on Amazon Live, make sure to comment down below if you guys like witchy stuff, tarot cards, home essentials, dark things, Halloween things. Make sure to give me a follow down below or up above. I don't know where it is. Yeah, anyway, so here's the back of the cards. Super pretty. Almost looks like the triple goddess symbol. And actually, I think it is. It is. I thought it was moon phases for a little bit. All right. Here we have the Lovers. This is definitely Beauty and the Beast. I can tell that right away. We also have the Tower. So I don't love the Tower card, but I love seeing it in art because I love everybody's dramatic Tower card, what they believe the Tower card is supposed to be. Everything's crumbling around them. Here's the 8 of Coins. Here is the 4 of Swords. I love this. All right, we've got the Ace of Cups. So you can tell the art style is bright. It's beautiful. Yoshitani does a great job with the Tarot of the Divine. Super cool. The readings are really simple and easy. Great starter deck for a lot of people. We have the 9 of Swords, and I'll do the last one here because we've got still a couple of things to share. The Star. Beautiful. So you just refer back to the guidebook here, and it'll tell you which folktale each of these cards comes from, and a really quick upright and reversal reading. That is the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. This is one of my favorite tarot card decks, but we got to move on. We've got a lot of witchy stuff to cover. All right. So the next thing I want to share with you, there's different kinds of witches, and I consider myself more of a kitchen witch. So here we have, okay. So I love these. These are so nice. These are the Nordic baking ware. This is the autumn version. These are basically like your own mini cake. And it's really nice, single serving essentially. And it's fall oriented. And this will be perfect for this year. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. But I love baking. I really love baking. So this is a really fun way to kind of deliver your baked goods to all your loved ones. So I really enjoy these, and I will be doing a whole stream later today about all of these really cool Halloween and fall oriented bakeware so that you can see it. Somebody suggested using these for Rice Krispie treats, which is genius. You can just, mold your Rice Krispie treat. You can do brownies, you could do chocolate, you could do savory stuff like savory bread. I thought about doing something like maybe trying to do a cinnamon roll, like rolling it up and trying to shove it in there. I don't know if that'll work, but I do want to try it. So check these out. These are super cool. I love these baking pans. They also last for, a long time. And there are some Nordic ware pans that are actually on sale for Prime Day today. So definitely check that out, their whole page. It's really cool. And again, you'll see more of this later on today. So make sure to give me a follow. And you'll get notified of all of these awesome baking pans and stuff that you can use for, you can use it for any time, but Halloween and any dark moment or light moment, whatever you want. So check this out. The other thing I want to share is this. And I actually already have something in here. So this is I think this is Wilton is the brand. It is a jack-o'-lantern shape. I tried to make a brownie and I thought it would be perfect for brownies because it's got all the edges. But I clearly struggled to get it out. You can see his poor cheeks are falling apart. These are, again, I will be going and doing another live stream of bakeware, so make sure to follow and you'll get notified of that. But I did not have much success with the brownie, so I suggest using a cake mix. It'll be a lot easier to pop out because brownies are just really dense. But it's really cute. You can put like little candies. You could put like jam. You can do marshmallows in these little gaps here. If I was able to get this out of the pan, I think it's cute in the pan too. It still has a shape. People know what it is. But I think that having some of these cute little witchy baking essentials, if you're a bit of a kitchen witch, that's something that's going to be really necessary for you. I know for me, it's one of my favorite things to do and to have. So check these out. And again, I'm going to be doing another live stream of just these, all of the Halloween and dark bakeware I think it might be the next live stream that I do. I can't remember. It's going to be near lunchtime on Pacific time. So check this out. The other witchy thing I want to talk about, and it might be my final thing because we're almost out of time. It's really cool. Okay. So we have this amazing cookbook. It's called The Witch's Feast. If you, again, are a kitchen witch, this is going to be a really cool book to have. And again, this is like, not again, this is literally feasts. So she gives you entire table spreads that you can do to celebrate different times of year. So all the solstices or equinoxes, you could celebrate your horoscope. You can celebrate planetary things. Like there's a lot of things you can do with this book. Ancestries. So I'll share the table of contents with you. We have Feast of Ancestors, Feast of Stars. There is a Feast of Heavens, Feast of Spells, and we have Feast of Earth. So I'm going to break that down for you a little bit. Feast of Ancestors is cool. And something I did not anticipate was how she goes into so much detail about, I guess, our European ancestors and how our European ancestors used to bake for specific celebrations. So one of those examples, it's pretty popular, is actually, let me see. I'm trying to find the bread. It's a specific bread. Here it is. It is the Fornicalia focaccia bread, which you get these beautiful photos throughout the book. But one thing I want to share with you is here's the Feast of Stars. So this is basically like cooking through your zodiac, but it's entire feast, everything. So I'll show you. Maybe I'll get to your horoscope. So here we have Feast of Taurus. Any Tauruses out there, let me know. I'm an earth sign as well. I'm not a Taurus. I think I'd rather be, though, because they're way nicer than Capricorns. Apparently. Okay, so here's what she's given us. Here is the Taurus, kind of the foods that maybe Tauruses do better with, which is interesting. I've not gone through this personally before, so I'd like to try that. So Tauruses have a specific either things that they would prefer in their food. And here is their feast, preferred feast. This would be a great birthday feast. So here we have a spring onion gnudi with braised greens, chamomile panna cotta with honeycomb candy. You guys are lucky. That sounds so good. I'm getting hungry. So this is a photo of what it looks like. Every Feast of Stars has a photo in this cookbook. So again, we're looking at The Witch's Feast. This is by Melissa Jane Madara. This is a lot more detailed than I anticipated, and it's really great. Here's all of your ingredients and the directions for the whole table spread. It's the whole thing. So if you're ever looking for a dinner plan and you're like, I don't know what to do, pick this up. It gives you a whole feast option. Oh man, I got the Feast of Capricorn. I did not mean to do that, I promise. Here's the photo of my feast of what that would look like. Apparently, I like deep, luxurious flavors, dark colored foods, high protein dishes, slow cooking methods, and natural ferments. So all of that is listed right here, and every star sign has their own preference. It's pretty cool. So we also have, like I said, planetary. So like Mercury, if you're ever like, Mercury, I appreciate you, please stop being in retro. You can always celebrate Mercury by cooking some lavender butter with herbed seed crackers. And here's a photo here. And it looks elegant. It looks beautiful. And it gives you different, it does give you like your serving size, cook time, all that stuff. We also have, it's not necessarily feasts, although I'm just going to show you one feast of the earth, which is your feast of like, here's spring equinox. So this is an entire table spread. She provides a recipe for every single one of these so that you could celebrate spring. There is fall, winter, summer, all of that. So she breaks everything down for you, and you can do all of that, celebrate with friends, family, and celebrate winter, spring, fall, all of the seasonal changes. We also have, if you're not into big table spreads, that's fine. We can do singles. So these are usually spell-oriented stuff. So here we have lavender potato galette. And apparently, I was just talking about Mercury retrograde. I did not bookmark any of these. It says this is against Mercury retrograde. So eat this anytime Mercury retrograde is happening, and hopefully you'll feel better. And I'm not surprised. Anything with potatoes makes me feel better. So here we have a history on the top here. And here we've got all of the ingredients and the how to make it, directions, and a beautiful photo. So if you are looking just for single serving recipes, you have these as well in the Feast of Spells. So Signy Grissini, lots of stuff, alterations, all kinds of cool, fun things in this really cool book. So this is the Witch's Feast. This is like perfect for any of your kitchen witches out there. I'm hoping that this autumn, I totally missed summer. It's been crazy busy, but I'm hoping I can use this for autumn equinox and be able to actually make something, or for Samhain. This will be super fun. So check this out. It's beautiful photography, lots of cool stuff. The last book that I'm going to talk about today is called Witchcraft Cocktails. So let me get that in the carousel right now. And I also need to make sure I haven't missed anything in any other place. All right. So we are looking at Witchcraft Cocktails. This is by Julia Helena Haddis. This is a fun book. So this isn't super hardcore witchy or anything. But it does. So for those of you that are more like light on the witchcraft, totally fine. I am too. So here we have really cool. So there's 70 seasonal drinks. Everything is divided by season. And I appreciate what they've done in this book. So here, let me show you some pictures and give you some examples. So here we have a Awakening Yule Mule. Obviously, mules were not really a thing back in the day when we were celebrating Yule, but she does try in the very top here to give us a recipe that actually is historically accurate, or at least accurate to some of those old school pagan celebrations. Still very European heavy here. Although I think they have incorporated other things, like we have some Aztec things in here as well. But anyway, I'll figure that out later on my own. We have here too. Here's what the energies each drink gives you. So for the Awakening Yule Mule, which is clearly a winter drink, we have healing, purification, and inspiration. So that's pretty fun and super witchy. So if this is something that you want in your day-to-day cocktail life, you can do that. It gives you the ingredients, how much it serves. Here's the directions. But another thing that this book does that's really interesting is that it has an advanced magic section. So this either is associated with tarot cards or minerals, gems, rocks. And what you can do if you are more into the witch stuff, what you can do is kind of meditate on certain things, or you place, like for the card, for instance, you can have it says a 2 of wands for this. You can have your 2 of wands with you. And what it says here is that you kind of meditate on it. As you sip your cocktail and write about the rebirth of your spirit, pull out this card for inspiration. So it actually tells you what to do for each advanced magic section. So that's a full breakdown of each recipe. Let's look at these beautiful pictures, because that's what I enjoy. Here's your mocha persuasion. I know it's not much of a picture, but who doesn't love whipped cream? Here we have the in bulk cleansing lemon drop. And again, these photos are a little darker, like just not evil, but they just have this beautiful dark background. Here's the bewitched egg. This would be great for Easter time. Ooh, the Venus spritzer. This is absolutely gorgeous. Here we have, I'm wondering if we can find, I'm going to try to find some summer drinks for you guys, because we are in summer and it's summer drinking time. Okay, summer cocktails. Here is the revitalizing tequila sunrise. This is kind of my go-to drink in general. I do love tequila sunrises. Here we have this one's cute. This is a spiritual healing elixir. There's another one in here that I'm going to try to find that looks like it actually, oh, here it is. That was easy. Spirited Summer Breeze. It actually looks like there's this tiny little pineapple that they've put in there. It's really cool. So another cool thing about this book is, again, so, okay, if you're not heavy into the witchcraft, that's fine. One thing I do love about this book, even if I wasn't witchy at all, is a lot of these recipes I've never seen in a cocktail book. I don't know about you, but I have like 4 bar cart, cocktail cookbooks, and they have all essentially the same cocktails in there, and they just hang out on my shelf. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. These are different drinks. Like, they are very, very different. There's things I've just never, like a triumphant lion. I don't know what that is. I've never had that. It's got bay leaf in here, orange peel, orange bitter. It's got hazelnut, bourbon. This has a lot of unique recipes that aren't necessarily purely witchy. But we also have listed, just like every bar cart book, we have all of your classic cocktail recipes. There's no photos because most of us know what a lot of these look like, which is pretty cool. And another thing that I enjoy is we have herbal intentions. This section is cool. So we have, if you are looking for a specific cocktail mix with specific energies, if you are wanting to do more witchy stuff, this helps guide us to make something cool like that. So if you wanted creativity, you would maybe do cinnamon, pineapple. You can do beauty, which is agave right here. There's a lot of different things you can put into your cocktails that'll enhance the magical properties. And they basically guide us. Some ingredients have multiple magical properties, which is really, really cool. And you can find some more of that stuff in your index in the back. So it's a really cool book. I actually really enjoy this. It's, even though it only has 70 recipes that are different, plus the classics, it's pretty awesome and really handy. It's great for magical people and people that just want a new cocktail book. It's really fun. So check this one out. And we're actually running out of time here. If you guys enjoy dark, witchy stuff, dark books, children's toys, or adult stuff, we've got bakeware, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be streaming all day. So give me a follow if you enjoy that kind of thing. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff during Halloween, obviously. Join us at Dark Side of the Library for all of those goodies. And thank you guys so much for watching this stream. It really, it makes me happy. So I will talk to you guys in like 15 minutes. Have a good Prime Day.